What is up, YouTube? JSC Games here, and welcome back to Exploring Omori Mysteries. Now, today's mystery is, well, we're gonna explore what even actually is Headspace, because, well, it seems kind of obvious at first, but once I actually went into it, I was like, there's a lot more into this than I even thought. So, anyway, well, I'm not sure, before I start, I'm not sure if this comes from a comment, because, like, but anyway, let's get started with the actual video. So, like I said before, it's like it kind of seems obvious at first, like, right, it's just like the main location of the like dream segments of the game, right? It's like Omori and his friends, they're just hanging around, they're just chilling in Headspace, right? But then we going deeper, right? So we're gonna go in like deeper into the lore. So Headspace is like the current Headspace is pretty much what Sunny made, right? Like, has like the castle and space or whatever, you know. And all of this is what Sunny himself created. Sunny is the dreamer, right? He made all of this because like he dreamed it and everything. And well, yeah, he created it, and that's why like a whole bunch of stuff in there can like connect to the real world. Like, you know, a lot of the characters are like in the game or in Headspace you can see in real life. Like, they have that connection and everything, which is like shows that, well, Sunny created it. So now we're gonna go into like three characters, right? These are the three characters we're gonna look over about their dialogue, because they know a lot about Headspace, and we don't know why, but maybe that's a whole different video. But anyway, we have Mr. Outback of the coral branch. The branch coral is backwards, but, and what is his name? Daddy Longlegs. Those three know a lot about Headspace. So we're gonna start off with Mr. Outback, right? So first thing, well, not the first thing he says, but one thing he says is that Headspace has been around since the beginning of time. Now, the thing about this is it could be interpreted in two ways, right? It could be like, well, it's been around since, like, because he sees it as the beginning of time, but maybe that's just like when Sunny created him, or when Sunny created it, right? So that's the beginning of time. Or it means that like Headspace has been around since like before Sunny even exists. Like, we don't even know. So it's either been around for a very long time, or it's just been around since Sunny made it. But the thing that makes it seem like it's been around for a very long time is that he says that that Headspace looks different to everyone, and this time around it looks like, you know, Sunny made it, like all colorful and everything. But the fact that he says it looks different every time, like, it might show that there's been like different dreamers, you know, like there's been several dreamers, and that's why it's been around since the beginning of time. Maybe it's been around for so long that, and that's why there's been so many different dreamers, and right now it's Sunny, and then maybe it'll be someone else after. Anyway, so then when you ask the boy Mr. Outback, when you ask him about like where Basil is, because, you know, you're always looking for Basil in Headspace and then everyone forgets about him, but you ask him where's Basil, then he says that, well, anytime a dreamer is looking for the truth, which, you know, in Sunny's case, the truth, you know, we know the truth, but anyway, when he's looking for when the dreamer is looking for the truth, right, the world creates a set of keys that like pretty much guides them to it, I guess. And well, you know, in Sunny's case, it takes him to a black space and stuff, which is where his truth is. And basically, what I'm trying to get out of this is like the world can like transform, I guess, kind of like it like change to adapt to like what the dreamer, right? Which is why it like ended up all colorful and stuff at first, because that's how Sunny made it. And it might also show that like maybe I'm reaching here, but maybe it shows like it's aware of what's going on in Sunny's head, right, or the dreamer's head, because that's how it would only know. It wouldn't know that the dreamer was looking for the truth, right, unless it knew what like the dreamer was thinking. And, you know, since Sunny's, you know, like starts looking for the truth, and he like starts going outside and stuff, like the real world, in the real world segments, then I guess it shows like it might be aware of like what's going on in Sunny's life, or like in his head, I guess. And yeah, maybe like that's a bit of a reach, I guess, but it's worth mentioning. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the branch coral, which is he's literally, I don't know how the branch coral was talking. He's literally a plant, but anyway, the first thing we have for him is he says that when he says deeper layers of this world open up as the dreamer grows more desperate, which like once again shows that like, whoa, it's not just like a dream, like, you know, how we see it. It's like a whole different world, which is kind of crazy. Like, my guy is like, my guy Sunny's transcending dimensions into a whole different dimension. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but Sunny's going crazy. His mind is going crazy. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. I keep saying anyway. Moving on. He says that when he asks about Basil, when we ask the branch coral about Basil, he says the friend you have lost, which is Basil, is not in this world. The day he was removed, he was reborn elsewhere. Which then adds a whole different thing, because now he's basically saying black space is a whole different world and headspace is also a whole different world, which is like we're just like creating like a whole universe of worlds, which is, it's really weird. It's really like complicated. Like, I don't know if I'm making it more complicated than it actually is, but like, I mean, we have headspace, we have black space, and we have white space, and we're all like all these different worlds, and suddenly just traveling between them. And I don't know what's going. I don't even know what's going on anymore. So yeah, like then it says like, you know, it says white space is emptiness, a home without warmth, a place to survive but not to live, which is like, yeah, it's showing that white space is also like a whole different world. So it's like these all different worlds, and somehow they're connected. Like I don't think it ever actually says. Maybe it's just like because it's Sunny and like he could travel between them. But anyway, he like they're somehow connected and they're all different worlds. And like I don't know, maybe we'll explore more of it in a different world, not world video. But for now, we're just gonna focus on like all of Headspace as a whole. But now we're gonna move on to the boy Daddy Longlegs, which is like, I don't know why I've always thought it was kind of like a weird name, but okay. Now we're gonna move on to him, and let me actually like pull up his quotes and stuff. So now looking at Daddy Longlegs, right? So pretty much what he does, like the main thing he does is tell us like the story of Headspace, and I think it's mostly on Sunny, because it like basically tells about how it's like Sunny came in and like went into Headspace and like he created it and everything, which I'm gonna go over. So he tells us that in the beginning there only existed two: the dreamer, which I'm assuming is Sunny, and his room, which is like, you know, it's his room, so I'm guessing it's Sunny. And then the dreamer grew weary of his room, like he gets bored, so he creates a door that leads to many different worlds, which I'm guessing is like headspace and white space and everything. And yeah, and then he walks a path as a visitor to this world. The dreamer would come and go as he pleased. So yeah, he just comes and goes and like whatever. He doesn't really care, he just walks around. And then eventually he gets to black space, right? And we all know what's in black space, right? The black space, that's like pretty much the truth. It's like everything Sunny represses like from his memory is in black space, right? Like all the things he doesn't want to know are in black space. And then Sunny, I guess, eventually loses control of it, which is like where Daddy Longlegs says what the dreamer had created was something he could not be a part of, something outside himself. So pretty much he like loses control of black space, that I can't control this. So he makes headspace and white space on top of that, so it's like pretty much buried, but at the end of the day it's still gonna haunt him, I think. So pretty much to like deal with this, like to deal with the black space and the truth, like the something that was haunting him, he pretty much just try to become more and more ignorant of it. But as we know in the game, the more ignorant of it he tried to become, the more like became worse for him. And yeah, and then we got the whole game and everything. But anyway, so what we can get from Daddy Longlegs' story is that Sunny at first was just chilling in his room, right? He was just chilling, and with like the powers he got from becoming the dreamer, right? He like takes control of headspace and he creates more worlds, and he creates the doors to get to these separate worlds, right? Which is why white space has a door to get to headspace, right? And at first he's just like just going there to visit, right? But then the more the truth it gets to him and like more like, you know, haunts him more and more, then he like pretty much becomes OMORI, and he like becomes like an inhabitant of the world, and he lives there pretty much, which is why he like Hikikomori and everything. And yeah, then he ignores the truth. And yeah, so in conclusion, right, like after all of this, like first of all, I want to add that I ended up going into this trying to find answers, and I came up with more questions than answers, alright? So we're gonna have like this video itself just created more videos. So anyway, in conclusion, what I think is that Headspace is pretty much like a whole different world, right? Like, and like the dreamer is like the one that controls the world, and they can like pretty much create it how they want to, which is how Sunny created his Headspace. And how, like, you know, what is it, Mr. Outback, the Outback dude said himself, like, it looks different every single time, like, it looks different to everyone else, pretty much, right? pretty much like a headspace and white space and like black space are like all like controlled by the dreamer, which is Sunny in this case, and they're all different worlds that are somehow connected, which like I don't know how, but they're somehow connected. And well, I think they're connected because like Sunny created them himself, or like I don't know. But so anyway, that's pretty much it. I think Headspace is like a whole different world somehow. It's like more than just a dream. It's like a whole different world. And there's like multiple, there could be like multiple dreamers, right? And it looks different every single time. And like, I think I just repeated what I just said, but yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Let me look over real quick. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And like, yeah, like Sunny's currently the dreamer. And well, I think post game that might change, right? Because he overcomes the truth and everything. But I think that's everything I have to say. All right, this is probably like, look. If you look at my screen, well, you can't see it, but it's probably like the longest script I've written somehow. I don't know if it's even my longest video, but my voice is dying somehow. I don't know why. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this video like made more questions than answers. I'm not gonna lie, especially to me. So I'm gonna have to go more deeper into it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe like provide me some insight. let me help answer some of the questions, and I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully I did not leave you confused.